This video is going to show you how to work on the final project. I want to use NetBeans IDE to create this application. NetBeans IDE is a free download uh, integrate development environment. That's what IDE stand for. And after you download and install config IDE, you can click on the icon to start it. This is edition 8.0.2. So this is the first page, and the start page by default will be displayed. It will show you a lot of information, and usually we don't need this page. And click on File, New Project. Make sure Java and Java application is selected, then click on Next. And here let you specify the location. All your NetBeans project by default will store into a NetBeans project folder underneath your document. So in your case, in my case, I don't change it, but I can create some subfolder. For instance, I have a CIT149 subfolder. Then project name. The project name is a little important, because this will be your Java file name by default. So for instance, I choose rock scissors game. If I click on usually you can choose this one, create a main class, you choose on finish, then you will have a Java program automatically generated for you. Don't worry about this package. This is something we're going to talk about later in advanced Java. But if you from IDE, it will automatically create a package for you, so you don't need to worry about this one. And this is you can see this is the class name. By default, it gives you main method, so you can start from here, right? You can start from here. And this is the place you can navigate your project. All the file will be here, and remember, this is the package name, and your file location is users, your name, your account name, and my document, and the NetBeans project folder, right? So in our midterm, final project, it has so many requirements, right? Want you input string instead of integer, like your midterm, and your string input, your application has to be very user friendly. In other words, it will accept the wrong spelling. Use string manipulation. If you remember, when we talk about string manipulation, you can use many different functions to process the array, process the string array to get the certain part of the value from the string. And also, I want to create a three-dimensional array to hold the three character value, a string value. I recommend use one character, uppercase. P represent paper, rock represent rock, R represent rock, and S represent scissors. And you use a random mass generation function to generate a 0 to 2 index. So in other words, you use this random index, you can get a random rock or paper or scissors value for computer hand. And your hand, absolutely, you can enter it, right? So this is something for the input. Then I want you to have one function to deal with the game. In other words, you put your rock paper scissors logic into one function. Why? Because I want you to use a for loop to play the game 5 times. So who win more, then who will be the final winner of the game, right? Later I want to display the winner. So in other words, there are many different compared with midterm. Midterm only play one time, so you don't need to have the winner of one game function. But if you use for loop to play 5 times, you have to have a function called the winner of one game. So which means when you back to your NetBean, after the main method, you should have a method. In this case, because this method only been used inside this class, so I can choose a private as an access identifier. I don't need to open this one, and the function name is the winner of one game, so I can choose no, one game. This is the method. I think you better return the winner as a string, and you need to take 2 parameters. One is my hand, one is computer hand. And if you choose to return a string, then you need to return a value. This value can be a variable called the winner, right? If you use a variable of string, then you need to declare this variable winner. Default give us an empty string, or you can give it like a tie as a tie game, right? The winner can have a 3 value: tie, or me, or the computer. So in this case, you can put all your logic. The logic is the same thing with your midterm project, but this time we don't use integer, we use string instead. So you have to do if, for instance, my hand equals computer's hand, the winner equals to tie, else if my hand equals to rock, and you have to have like a for my hand equals to rock, you have to have a bunch of value for your hand, for computer hand, right? For if computer hand equals to because we already test that these two hand are equals, so you don't need to check if computer hand equals to R anymore. Anyway, you only need to check if computer hand equals to P or S. But in my case, I always, no matter how many lines of code, I always put a curly brackets. If computer hand equals to P, which means rock, paper covers rock, right? So the winner should equals to computer. Else if computer equals to scissors, we are in the situation my hand equals to rock. If computer equals to scissors, so the winner should equals to me, right? Me. I am the winner, right? So you can finish all this. Okay, I'm sorry. This is something I talk about. You better use curly brackets to indicate who is the end of. So this curly brackets is the end of this else if. So I can see else if my hand, I finish my hand is equals to rock. So if my hand equals to paper, I can do the similar thing. But I need to put curly brackets for the whole if else, right? Good. If my hand equals to paper, I don't need to check computer hands is equal to paper anymore, because I already checked the equals first, so it already covered the equal situation. But if my hand equals paper, computer hands equals rock, the winner is me. I copied that part code. I need to change. If my hand is paper, computer hands equals scissors, the winner is computer, right? So the same thing, I finish the third part. I copy the whole thing, I paste it here, I change. If my hand equal to scissors and rock or paper. If my hand equal to scissors, the computer hands equals to rock. So the winner going to be computer. If my hand is scissors, computer hand is equal to paper, so the winner should be me. So when you use this logic to get the winner, you need to return a winner. So this function will return either tie or computer, uppercase computer, or me. So don't spell it wrong. If you spell wrong, you cannot do a comparison. So back to the main method. Because I need to play 5 times of the game, so I need to for int I equal to 0 and I less than 5, I plus plus, right? And always have a good habit to use curly brackets for the for. You need to generate 5 my hand. You need to find a way to get my hand, right? Use string manipulation. For instance, you get rock. What do you do, right? I declare this variable, I give an initial value, and a computer hand, you have to, I'm sorry, why I copied this part of code. You have to use dynamic random, the computer's hand, you have to use a random mass item, which is I need to declare an array. Let me put this array outside the for loop, because this will be used for everybody, right? Then the index, I can declare a variable called index of a random value. Let me see. Oh, every time I need to generate it. But I can declare an index outside the for loop, initialize 0, and I assign dynamically every time I assign a random value to this index, right? This is the mass index. Then after I have this array, computer hand array, so the computer, I should use computer hands pro. No, use array. So in order to some student confused, one with s, one don't with s, right? So I use computer hand array to represent this array. So the computer hand, I need to declare another variable here. I give them an empty string, initialize an empty string. In this case, I have index, so computer should equals to array index. Because the index is random, so the computer hand is random. And you need to use string manipulation to get my hand, and then you have computer hand. Then you can pass this two value to the method you just created. The winner. What happened? I have a actual close parentheses, close brackets. I'm sorry, not parentheses. This one should be a line here. This is the end of this main method, right? So, in other words, I need to find a way to get my hand, and I have computer hand. Then I can call this method. Then I need to pass these two parameters into it with this order: my hand first, computer hand second, right? My hand, right? Then you have to use another variable to, each time you call this the winner of one game, you need to remember who won this time, right? Who won this equals to the return type, because this variable returns a string, so you need to assign it to a string. If you want to use a string, you have to declare this string and give it empty value. So this winner equals to the return value, but you have to count to remember who won more times. In other words, you need to have times I win equal to 0 times win also equal to 0. Then you can determine if equals to, I'm sorry, why I deleted so many stuff, equals to me, then I increase times I win by 1 time. Else, if this equals to computer, then times computer win, increase 1 time. Let's see what's the problem here. Else, oh, I don't have if, right? And like I mentioned, good practice is add all the curly brackets, even it has 1 row, because later you may need to add 1 more row. This is a warning: convert to switch. Oh, it recommends you convert string, but I don't need to. You only have 2 values to check. So in other words, if after I call this function, I get this winner. If this winner equals me, which means I win this time, so I need to increase the times I win by 1, and otherwise I increase the times computer win by 1 if the winner equals computer. If it's tie, don't increase nobody, so I'm fine. But after the for loop, you need to check if times I win equals to If this is the case, then let me see. You have to have another string. See, the final winner, right? The final winners. For instance, I can put it here. Equals to empty string. If the final winner equals to t tie, else if time I1 greater than time computer win, the final winner equals to me. Else I have to make sure, right? If times greater than, then the final winner should be computer. The final winner, right? After the for loop, you do this, because after for loop you have the total times you win and the total times then you can display print line something like a after the 5 game, or you can concat the final variable, whatever value is a tie or final winner, actually final winner, right? Print line system. The final winner of the 5 games, or the final winner is either tie or me or computer, right? So this is let's take a look at the display the winner on your system. Yeah, displayed. Also display how many times you win and how many times. Okay, you also need to display how many times you win and how many computer. You better put it in front of the final result. In other words, you can see who has that value. The times I win have that value, right? The times you win, so you can print I win plus times the same thing for you win. You can put display the same thing for times computer win. But we have a problem. We have a problem left over here. My hand. How do I get my hand? In order to get my hand, I need input from the screen, which the monitor, the terminal, which means I need to include the scanner. And if I have use the scanner, then I need to declare initialize a scanner variable. The code gonna look like this. Let me see. The code gonna looks like this. Where is my hand? Something like this, scanner, right? And my hand should equals to not my hand is not here. My hand should be equals each time I need to get my hand. My hand is not equals to this. My hand equals in next line, right? Something like this. I think the line should be like this, right? Then you get my hand. But this my hand is a string. This my hand is string. It can have maybe rock, maybe rake, maybe all uppercase. So you need to use string manipulation to make sure you take all this input. A easy way, like I mentioned here, easy way is I get the first character. If the first character is R, I no matter what the left R, I treat it as rock. Same thing for papers and scissors. So in other words, my hand, I need to use this word because my hand actually in this case I think better to be one single character, right? Then my hand equals to my hand string. In NetBeans environment, if you type a variable and you type the period, all the functions will display the prompt to you. We know that we learned substring, right? Substring, begin index, end index, and begin index. We use this one. I think we use this one. Begin index is 0 because I want to take the first. I'm sorry. 0. And index is 1, right? I want the first character. So this is going to be my hand. So this is perfect my hand. In other words, no matter what you get from the input, as long as the first character is R, I take it as rock. P for paper, and S for scissors. And I need to change my hand to upper. Do we have a function called to upper? To uppercase, right? To uppercase. Then it should be all uppercase because computer hand is already uppercase R, P, or S. So you can do a comparison, fairly comparison. What does this mean? Oh, okay, my hand. So you can see the you have to override the original my hand value, right? After you change the uppercase, you have to assign back to yourself to override the old value. So you can see how good NetBeans is. Convert to switch. I don't want to convert to switch. NetBeans can help you to debug, to compile, to after you have this, then you can run the program. I'm not sure it will run or not. But this is the whole idea how to work on your final project, and I want you to go ahead to watch my video and think by yourself and finish the project. When I run this program, it asks you to input from here. You can see better have some prompt to prompt user, so you need to enter the first value, the second value, the third value, right? So after I enter the 5 values, it show I won how many times, but because I didn't display how many times the computer went, right? You can add your code here to display how many times computer went, and also add the prompt. Please enter first value, enter the second value. You can add it from here, but that's an easy piece. The big thing is you need to organize your code like this, right? There is one method there is some string manipulation like this one, right? String manipulation. Where is it? Yes, from here. To uppercase, get the first character from U substring, and the for loop, right? The array, right? This is the important part. So after you do this, you should cover all the requirement from this project description. So I want you carefully work on this project. If you can use NetBeans. You can see NetBeans is very easy, very handy. I can show you. So you click on the line number, you set a breakpoint, and if you want to debug the code, you click on debug instead of run, and you can see where is the opt. Let me enter. I enter 5. So whenever you enter one, you can see when the breakpoint change from green, pink to green, you can use F8 to step into the code, and you can check the variable values. See, in this case, index is 2, the final winner still 0, time I1 equal to 0, my hand equals rock, computer hands equals to whatever value. Computer hand is equal to empty because I haven't executed this line yet. If I press F8, the computer hand is gonna have a value. Look at here, computer hand is S, right? The computer hand got a value. So you can press F8. See, go back here, click on debug. F8 is step over, F7 is step into, F5 is continue. If you press F5, which means you finish to the next breakpoint, then you can debug this way. Is very handy, and you can click on finish debug, right? You can turn off the I have R, accidentally type R here. You can take off the breakpoint by clicking it again. Click it again, you take it off. So this is something extra to know, and thank you for watching.